Hello everyone, welcome back to the class. So in today's class, we are going to discuss the last unit in the first chapter, that is overview of International Accounting Standard. So in the first class, while discussing about the introduction to the CFR, introduction to the subject, I gave you one overview about all the concepts relating to the CFR. So in that we studied about generally accepted accounting standards. So it has two divisions where we have already studied about national GAAP. In that we have studied AS. So similarly here we have international GAAP. So here national GAAP means the generally accepted accounting principles which are followed in specific region and specific countries. So within that boundary only the standards will be implemented and followed. While we are talking about beyond the boundary, so this national gap it converted into international gap. So earlier it was international gap. Later it was converted as international accounting standards. So first of all national GAAP was there, later AS came. Same here, first of all international GAAP was there, later it came into existence of international accounting standards. So what is the difference between national and international GAAP? So I told you national GAAP, for example India it is a country, so India has adopted its some accounting standards, so it will follow those accounting standards in that country only. So the rules and regulations which is adopted in India will not be followed in UK, or it will not be followed in USA. So UK has its separate accounting standards and USA has its separate accounting standards. So that is national GAAP, or we can say that is accounting standards. When we are talking about the world as a whole, when we are talking about the globe as a whole, so that is called as international GAAP. So whatever the countries are there, the same uniform accounting rules will be followed, that is called as international GAAP. So that international GAAP is known as international accounting standards. So this our topic is all about the accounting standards, international accounting standards. So here, as I have told you, which is the association which is responsible for making the accounting standards. So the association which is responsible for making the accounting standards is ASB, that is Accounting Standard Board. So same here, for making the international accounting standards, the institution which is responsible is IASC. So IASC, International Accounting Standard Committee. So International Accounting Standard Committee. So IASC stands for International Accounting Standard Committee. So here this institution came into existence in the year 1973. So it has its headquarters at London. So IASC is the committee responsible for making the international accounting standards, and it was established in the year 1973 and it has its headquarters at London. So this is the basic information about the committee. So let's discuss what is the difference between this IFRS and IAS. So here first of all see this chart. So when we look into this chart, so first of all here national GAAP, international GAAP. Let's differentiate this whatever the concepts we have. So if we want to study the corporate financial reporting, the major terms we come across is, one is GAAP, next is accounting standards, next is IAS, next is Ind AS, next is IFRS, right? So these are the terms. Sometimes we are very confused about these terms. So I have already discussed these topics in detail in my first video. So the video is Introduction to CFR. So once again we'll revise this. So GAAP is the generally accepted accounting principles. So if we are following national GAAP in specific countries, that will become accounting standards. If we are doing international GAAP as a globe whole, if we are providing uniform rules, that is IAS, International Accounting Standards. So here accounting standards newer version is Ind AS. So this Ind AS is the newer version of accounting standards. A updated version of accounting standard is known as Ind AS, Indian Accounting Standards. So similarly, the newer updated version of International Accounting Standard is IFRS, International Financial Reporting Standards. So this Ind AS is prepared in line with IFRS. Why it is prepared in line of IFRS means because we have trade over the countries. We are trading over the countries, we are trading beyond the countries, we have foreign investments, foreign people who visit our country, they want to understand our financial statements. So only the Indian accounting standards are prepared in line with the IFRS. That means by taking into consideration the IFRS, our Indian accounting standards are prepared so that we should not find any kind of difficulty for the foreign direct investment. So this is the simple introduction about difference between the Ind AS and the IFRS. So let's look into the points. I have listed some points here. So International Accounting Standard Committee. So IASC was responsible for developing the international accounting standards before 2001. So we discussed that IASC was established in the year 1973. So from 1973 to 2001, IASC was responsible for making the international accounting standard. But after 2001, after the introduction of the IFRS, this committee was renamed by name IASB. So IASB is International Accounting Standard Board. So this name was renamed, IASC was renamed by name IASB in the year 2001. So similarly, consequently, the standards issued thereafter are known as IFRS. First IAS was the accounting standards. Later, when the committee was renamed, the accounting standards was also changed by IFRS. So IFRS is International Financial Reporting Standards. So when the IFRS was established, so the answer is 2001. So the previous IAS are still valid but are being gradually superseded by new IFRS. Still the IAS are valid but gradually, slowly these IAS are replaced by the IFRS. So simple difference is, what is IFRS? IFRS is a newer version of International Accounting Standard. So this is all about today's class, and so let's discuss this need also. Why we need IAS? Why we need International Accounting Standards? So these points I have already discussed in the first video of this semester. Let's revise this. Why we need means to growth in the international investments. So I told you, in India we have foreign direct investment. To increase the foreign direct investment, how to increase the foreign direct investment? The foreign investors, the people from different countries, they want to invest in our Indian companies. Suppose to invest in any company, like you people also, to invest in any kind of chit funds, or in any, if you want to purchase shares in the company, you will first verify the background of the company, how the company is working, whether it is going into the profits or whether it is going into the losses. So all this kind of information first we will collect, then only we will invest our money. So similarly here, to check the books of accounts of Indian companies, there was difficulty faced by the abroad people, as the rules and regulations in their country is different from the rules and regulations of Indian companies. So where in their countries where they have recognized asset, valuation of asset, here the that is the valuation of liabilities. For example, where they have recognized some asset as some asset as income, they here it will be shown as a expenditure. So valuation of assets and liability, recognition of income and expenditure was different. So for the purpose of making the financial statements to be understood by the people all over the country, and in order to increase the foreign direct investment, this the accounting standards were converted into international accounting standards. So to bring the uniformity in the rules and regulations all over the world, the uniform rules and regulations was introduced. So that is the first need, that is growth in international investment. The same point here next is increased prominence of multinational enterprises. So in our country, the multinational corporations was increased. So the people from different countries, the people from the branches from different countries was established in our country. So people visited the foreign people visited our country. The foreign direct investments was going gradually increasing. So the prominence of MNCs was increased. So that is also a need for IAS. The third point is growth in number of accounting standard setting bodies. So before the introduction of the AS, that is GAAP, on the time of GAAP there was not huge accounting standard bodies, but slowly gradually the Chartered Institute of India, the Indian Institute of Chartered Accountants of India has developed some accounting standard bodies. So now they have updated accounting standard bodies. Now we have certified public accountants, professional accountants, for specially for the purpose of setting the accounting standard. So this is also one of the reason for introducing the international accounting standards. So this is the need. The last slide is all about the objectives of international accounting standards. What is the objective? What is the aim? What is the goal of IAS? So first of all, the work, objective, aim or goal we can say is to make and publish the accounting standards. So international accounting standards, no doubt it is made by the IASC, that is International Accounting Standard Committee, but it is published by the and formulated by the IASC. The objective is need, or we can say goal is to publish the accounting standards in public interest and promote their worldwide acceptance and observation. So to make, publish the accounting standards as well as to promote the acceptance of these accounting standards all over the world. Next is to work for the improvement, to work for the amendments, to work to bring uniformity, harmonization of the regulation of the accounting standards and related procedures which are suitable for the presentation of the financial statements. So for what purpose we are introducing these accounting standards? For the presentation of financial statements. So in financial statements, day by day to day, if there is any kind of improvement to be needed, any kind of amendments to be needed, any kind of harmonization, uniformity to be needed, everything should be done. So that is the objectives of the International Accounting Standard Committee. So this is all about today's class. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the comments below or in your WhatsApp group. And tomorrow I will upload the full notes of this first chapter. So in this chapter we have to discuss three main international accounting standards. So from tomorrow onwards, so these accounting standards are 39, 40 and 41. So we have total 41 accounting standards, international accounting standards. So in that, for your syllabus, the 39, 40 and 41 are the most important. So we'll discuss this one by one. So from tomorrow onwards I'll start IAS discussing 39. So it has a huge topic. It is a very huge topic. At least we need 3 classes to discuss one accounting standard. So 39, 40 and 41, if we do this 3 accounting standards, we'll complete the first chapter. And one more thing, the first chapter, whatever the syllabus I covered through online, I won't do that chapters offline. So it has been said that from November 16 or 17 the colleges are expected to be open. So whenever the colleges are opening, I won't continue or I won't repeat the topics which I have covered online. So I have shared the videos, I am giving the notes also, I am giving the PPT also. It's your responsibility to read, write and discuss, and if you have any doubts you can ask me. So thank you